At the beginning of this film, we see a little girl named Laura and her mom arriving at a studio for a TV show audition. Laura's mom dreams of making her daughter a big actress one day. Before the audition, Laura feels extremely nervous, but her mom encourages her. With that support, Laura delivers a stunning performance that surprises everyone, and she gets selected. The scene cuts here, and the story jumps forward 10 years. Laura has now become a huge star, but along with fame comes a lot of problems. Today, Laura is going through something very troubling. A hacker has broken into her phone and uploaded some compromising photos of her on social media. Among them is one shocking photo that reveals to her fans that their beloved actress is pregnant. Now, the big question is, who is the father of this child? Since morning, the media has been camped outside Laura's house, desperate for answers. Upon finding out about this, Laura is completely shattered. Her team tries to support her, and just then, her assistant Grace comes to her. Grace tells Laura that until they find out who is behind all this, she needs to stay away from the media, and that she's already arranged a place for her. Grace shows Laura a house and explains that it's located deep in the woods, far from the city, where nobody will disturb her. Laura sees Grace as her younger sister, so she agrees to the plan. Cleverly, Grace manages to trick the media and sneaks Laura out. On the way, Laura gets a call from her lawyer, Danny, who tells her that the only way out is to face the media and claim that the pregnancy reports aren't hers, but Grace's. Since Laura considers Grace like her own sister, she gets angry at Danny and hangs up the call. Laura then arrives at the house with her dog. The house looks beautiful, and she instantly likes it. But soon, we notice that hidden cameras have been installed in every corner of the house, something Laura has no idea about. We then see a boy named Sam, who works as a caretaker and is very fond of Laura. Sam lives with his uncle Derek and his friend Merg. Both of them are heavy drug addicts, and recently they lost a lot of money gambling. They're now desperate for cash. So Derek asks Sam, "You got that job at the bungalow in the woods? Has anyone moved in there?" To protect Laura, Sam lies to Derek and says the bungalow is still empty, but Derek becomes suspicious of Sam. Meanwhile, at night, Laura sits alone and watches the news. She learns that the whole world wants to know who's going to be the father of Laura's baby. This only makes Laura more upset, and she starts thinking about her show. The story then moves into a flashback, where we discover that Peter, who plays the father on Laura's popular show, is actually the father of her child. The problem is, Peter is already married and has 2 children. That's why Laura hasn't revealed his name so far. The story returns to the present time. Peter calls Laura and asks where she is, but Laura refuses to give him her address. Peter gently argues that she has to get rid of the pregnancy for his sake, because if the media finds out he's the father, both his show and his career will be finished. Laura refuses to follow Peter's demand for the sake of her baby and hangs up. Peter is furious. His manager, Dodd, calms him down and gives him advice. If you want to save your show and your career, you have to get Laura out of the picture by any means. Peter assigns the job to his manager, Dodd. Meanwhile, Sam kept an eye on his favorite actress all the time. One night, while watching Laura, Sam dozed off. That same night, Sam's uncle Derek entered his room and started checking his phone. He discovered that a very famous actress had moved into the house where Sam had been working. Since Derek was in desperate need of money, he took Mark along and set out to rob Laura. When Sam woke up, he noticed that both his phone and his uncle's car were missing. Realizing what was happening, Sam understood that Derek had gone to rob Laura. He quickly rushed toward Laura's house to save her. Meanwhile, as Derek and Mark pulled up outside Laura's house, Laura's dog sensed them and started barking loudly. The noise woke Laura up, and she felt someone trying to open the main door. When she went to check, she saw 2 men outside trying to get in. Terrified, Laura ran back toward her bedroom. As soon as Derek managed to open the door, Laura's dog attacked them. Somehow, they scared the dog away and got inside the house. Seeing this, Laura quickly hid herself in an old storage room and locked the door from inside. Derek and Mark began gathering all the valuable things in the house. But Mark knew Laura was hiding inside the storage room, and Laura also realized they had spotted her. That's why she shouted at them to take what they came for and leave. Instead, Mark tried to force the door open because his intentions weren't good, but Laura had locked it tightly from inside. Just then, Sam arrived and demanded they both leave immediately. This led to a scuffle between them, and in the struggle, Mark's gun accidentally went off, hitting Sam. Sam writhed in pain, and Derek turned to Mark, saying they could both get into serious trouble. If they took Sam to the hospital, he would surely tell the police their names. As soon as Mark hears this, he shoots Sam in the head and kills him. After that, the two of them leave to get some supplies from their house to dispose of Sam's body. As soon as they leave, Laura tries to get out of there. But then the door lock breaks from the inside, trapping Laura in the store. This makes Laura extremely distressed because that was the only way out. Thinking and worrying, she eventually falls asleep. When she wakes up, she notices a light bulb above her. She tries to switch it on, but the moment she touches it, Laura gets a massive electric shock. She screams out in pain. Since she has already spent a whole day inside the store, Laura starts to feel hungry. Then she notices a water pipe above her. Seeing that, she begins checking the walls around her, but they are way too strong. Realizing this, Laura starts screaming for help. But in the middle of the forest, there's no one around to hear her. By then, Derek and Mark had returned. Laura spots them through the hole in the door. Derek is deeply saddened by Sam's death. So Laura tells them, "I can save you both from this case. I'll tell the police that Sam broke into my house to steal, but after seeing me, he tried to rape me. That's why I killed him in self-defense. The police will believe me because I'm a celebrity." Derek finds her story convincing, but Mark tells him, "The moment she gets out, she'll tell the police everything about us. And now she's even seen our faces. That's why we have to kill her." When Derek tries to stop Mark, Mark shoots him in the hand, leaving him badly injured. Then Derek starts firing bullets at the door. But since the door is made of steel, the bullets ricochet back, hitting Mark in the head and killing him on the spot. Seeing this, Derek becomes extremely distraught. Meanwhile, Laura is terrified inside. She starts begging Derek for her life, telling him, "I'm pregnant and the father of this child is Peter, the actor from the Johnson show. I'm begging you, please don't leave me here to die." But because of the heavy bleeding, Derek's condition starts to worsen. So Derek ends up leaving Laura behind and walks out. By the time he reaches the hospital, Derek's condition has gotten extremely critical. Meanwhile, due to hunger and thirst, Laura faints. At night, a rat shows up and starts nibbling on Laura's fingers, which jolts her back to consciousness. Seeing the rat, Laura thinks, "If this rat got in here, there must be some way out." That's when she notices an iron pipe nearby. First, she kills the rat with it, then starts smashing the walls. Luckily, she manages to break through one of them, but behind it, there's yet another wall. Between the two walls, Laura finds a nest made by the rats, and inside it she discovers a small hammer. Her throat is burning from thirst, but suddenly water starts dripping down from the pipe above. Laura survives by licking the water off the floor. Meanwhile, seeing Derek's critical case, the doctor calls the police. The officers inform the doctor that Derek is a criminal who has already been to jail. The doctor then tells them that while Derek was unconscious, he was mumbling about a pregnant woman locked inside some store. Next, we see Laura's dog, badly injured, sitting by the roadside. Just then, a woman named Mega, an animal lover, stops when she sees him. She picks up the dog, takes him to the doctor, and gets him treated. To find out who the dog belongs to, Mega uploads the dog's photo on her social media. Back in the store, Laura's troubles only keep growing. She has already tried every possible way to escape. Suddenly, the water pipe above bursts, and the store begins to flood rapidly. At the same time, the police officers investigating Derek's case arrive at his house. They learn that along with Derek, a man named Mark and his nephew Sam also lived there. Sam worked as a caretaker in a nearby mansion. Now, all the police needed was to track down the address of that mansion where Sam worked. Meanwhile, the water level in the store keeps rising and is about to reach the electric wires. If the water touches them, Laura's death is certain. That's why Laura needs to get herself out of there somehow, before the water reaches her. Then we see Mega, who's working at a store. Suddenly, her phone starts buzzing non-stop with notifications, so Mega goes into the restroom to check her phone. She sees tons of messages piled up, all saying that the dog she has actually belongs to superstar Laura. Right then, Mega gets a call from an unknown number. The caller introduces himself as Dodd, saying, "I'm Laura's bodyguard. Can you tell me where you found this dog?" Mega replies that she found it injured on the side of the road. Dodd then tells her, "If you give me the exact location, I'll pay you whatever you ask." Hearing this, Mega starts getting suspicious of Dodd and hangs up the call without saying anything. Meanwhile, Laura is trying to pry the nails out of the door with a small hammer. She manages to make some progress, but gets stuck at the last latch because it's underwater. On the other side, Derek knows that if the police enter the house, he might be blamed for Sam and Marg's murder. So he comes up with a plan. He tells the doctor that he needs to use the restroom. Without thinking much, the doctor unlocks him, and Derek kills the doctor before escaping from the hospital. Back with Mega, she takes the dog back from the doctor to keep it from falling into Dodd's hands, not knowing that Dodd is following her. Mega then heads down the same road where she had first found the dog. As soon as they get close to the mansion, the dog starts barking loudly. Seeing this, Mega pulls over. The dog jumps out of the car and runs straight toward the mansion. Mega chases after the dog and ends up near the mansion too. She realizes that Laura must be inside. But the mansion's door is locked, so Mega peeks through a window. There, she spots Marg's dead body, which terrifies her completely. By then, Derek also arrives, grabs Mega, and starts attacking her. But at the last moment, Dodd shows up, shoots Derek, and saves Mega. Seeing this, Mega starts to trust Dodd, believing he really is Laura's bodyguard. After that, Dodd and Laura go inside the house and begin looking around. Meanwhile, the police officers had also managed to get the address of the mansion. They also find out that Derek had killed the doctor and escaped from the hospital. Hearing all this, the officers realize Derek must have gone to that same mansion. So, they head there. Meanwhile, Dodd notices water leaking out from the storage room. He immediately realizes that Laura must be trapped inside. He tries to open the door to kill her, but the water pressure bursts the door open and Dodd gets pinned underneath it. Laura comes out, finally relieved. Mega supports her and tells her that her bodyguard is stuck under the door, but Laura replies, "I don't have any bodyguard." Just then, we see that Dodd is still alive. He starts firing bullets at both of them. Laura runs upstairs while Mega attacks Dodd from behind. But with a single punch, Dodd knocks her unconscious and goes after Laura to kill her. This time, however, Laura's fear has completely disappeared. She hides behind a table, waiting for the right moment. As soon as she gets the chance, she strikes Dodd on the head with an iron rod, knocking him down. At that moment, Dodd's phone rings. It's Peter calling. That's when Laura learns that Peter actually wants to kill her and her baby. The very next second, Dodd suddenly gets up and starts strangling Laura. But this time, Laura kills him with the same iron rod. She is devastated to know that Peter wanted her and her child dead. Determined, she decides to destroy Peter's career. By then, the police officers arrive, recognize Laura, and take control of the entire situation. Afterwards, Laura posts on her social media, revealing that the man who got her pregnant is Peter. This news spreads like wildfire across the city. After telling the truth, Laura feels a deep sense of relief. As the news spreads, Peter gets arrested by the police, and his show comes to an abrupt end. Laura then moves to another country to give birth to her child. And with this scene, the movie comes to an end. Let me know your thoughts. Also, subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.